Hey, what's up guys? This is a Spanish grammar video. I'm coming at you with probably the first time that I've ever done a Spanish grammar video. If you've ever watched any of my other content or had lessons with me, you know I don't focus in on grammar. But if you are in the grammar stage and you're looking to improve, this is definitely a point of error that people get mixed up a lot. And I do this just because it helps with reading. I feel like reading and speaking, if you can read on your own and speak on your own, those two things help you a ton in gaining fluency. So I want to go through these, and I don't expect you to be perfect right away. This is kind of a first step if you haven't even jumped into pronouns today. So today's video will be about pronouns, the Spanish pronouns, and the three big things, and then I'll mention a fourth, but three big things that will help you in this process of remembering Spanish pronouns. Three things that I want to talk about really quickly before I get into this is that first, if you ever are interested in Spanish lessons either on Skype or in person here in Minneapolis, this is what it's going to look like. I probably won't start with grammar with you, but it will look like me. I will sometimes have a whiteboard, sometimes not, but we will go through specific examples like this and talk through everything so that it's clear to you. Second thing, if you're looking to just see what I'm all about and you do like my YouTube videos, I've also got a Udemy course online that you can take. Usually it's $160, but for you guys, since you're watching this video, you get a discount on it. So check out the link in the description of this video. And then third, I want to say is that kind of what I mentioned before is that this is not what I normally focus in on. So just to know that grammar, don't worry about it too much. You're gonna learn it along the way, but if you are in that stage, this will be a good practice practice topic for you to kind of take in and practice more online, find more resources, things like that. So we're gonna start off today. There's three different things that I want you to kind of take away from this video. First are the DOPs, the direct object pronouns. We'll get into those in a second. Second are the indirect object pronouns. And then the third are the reflexive verbs. Now, these aren't all the pronouns out there, but these are just the big ones that I want to highlight for you. A direct object pronoun, there's three things that I want you to remember with three of these things, obviously. A direct object pronoun is just the what, okay? It's the what or the who. It's the what or the who. So it's the person receiving the action or the thing receiving the action. We'll talk about that in a second. But just remember, who or what? The who or the what. Indirect object pronouns are to whom or for whom. That's huge, okay? So remember to whom or for whom for indirect object pronouns. Then reflexives are just to oneself. So whenever you see a verb, an infinitive verb, so an infinitive verb is a verb that ends in AR, ER, or IR. Whenever you see an infinitive verb with a se at the end, so for example, lavar se, the se at the end just refers to oneself. So you're doing something to oneself. All right, so then now we're going to go through the endings. Now again, a lot of these are very similar. That's why most people get these mixed up and kind of confused. But I just want to go through really quickly what those are. So direct object pronoun. Remember, these are the who or the what of the sentence. This is the person or the object receiving the action. Okay? So it's me, te, lo, la, nos, os, los, and las. I give an example below. We're going to go through examples later on. But remember, it's the who or the what receiving the action. Okay? Now, we go down to the indirect object pronouns. The indirect object pronouns are to whom or for whom. Okay, it's to whom or for whom. So it's me, te, le, nos, os, les. So we'll notice here that the only things that are changing are the third person pronouns. So it's the le and the les. So it's the he, she, usted. So él, ella, usted. And then the ellos, ellas, ustedes. Those are the only two forms that are changing. Okay, so I'll just put a dot right next to those. And it's the same down here. And then reflexives, we'll remember. So review, direct object, the what or the who. Indirect object, to whom or for whom. And then the reflexives are the ones that are at the end of an infinitive verb and just means to oneself. Okay, to oneself. So we're going to start off with really easy examples. I don't recommend getting into like really deep conversational things right away. Just understand like 1, 2, 3 examples of each of these, and that will really help you move forward in real conversation. The example that I give up here, lo di. Di comes from dar, which is the past tense, so it just means I gave. I gave it. So it's the what did I give? It's the action. It's the it in this case would be what did I give? So it's the what or the who of the sentence. Okay, so it's receiving the action. So the action is I gave. What did I give? I gave it. So it could be di el libro a ella. I gave the book. What did I give? I gave the book. So lo, the masculine form. So whatever the noun is, if it's el libro, it would be lo. It's just a shorter version, right? It's shortening these verbs or these sentences down. Instead of saying I gave the book, I would say I gave it. I gave it. So shortening the sentence down. Lo di. I gave it. Next one, indirect object pronoun. Remember, to whom or for whom. Le dije a ella. Well, just to put it into short terms, to whom or for whom. A lot of times you'll see this repeated in Spanish. Le dije, you could just use le dije and that would make perfect sense. But a lot of times it repeats itself. So it's le dije literally means I told, it comes from decir. I told who? Her. I told it to her. Le dije. Le dije. And a lot of times you can't do direct translations, so forgive me for that. That's just a verb that often uses the indirect object. So le dije a ella. The a means to whom. So a ella, to who. So it's kind of like repeating itself again. It's I told her to her. That's just a translation thing that you can't compare languages. That's why you can't work through languages by translation. So, le dije, I told it to her. To whom? To her. Le. And then reflexives are to oneself. Okay? So, lavarse. So you would change lavarse to me lavo cada día. I wash the clothes every day. I wash. Te lavo. Me lavo. Te lavas. Se lava, nos lavamos. I'll skip the os for right now. Se lavan. We know that a verb is reflexive if the pronoun, the se, is the same as the conjugated verb. So if the conjugated verb is in the ustedes, you know that the se has to be in the ustedes form as well. So that would be the se. If you see that the verb is in the nosotros form, lavamos, then the pronoun will be nos. So nos lavamos. They have to be the same. That's how you know it's reflexive if you're reading something. And then the last point that I want to make is the impersonal se. It just means that it's going before a verb, and it just means one. So one does this. One gives. El se da. So one gives. It's just a theoretical person. Okay? So those are the pronouns that usually cause grief to people as they're learning. But as long as you understand these 3 examples, you'll be able to build on that knowledge. So hopefully this helps you guys. Let me know if you have any questions, and thanks for watching. Have a good one. Ciao.